Hey friends, what's up y'all? It's been a minute since I've made like a video, you guys. I just been living life. I'm Brittany. For any of you that don't know me, I have been on my sacred, like my brand is called My Sacred Life. I've been on this journey for a very long time. Which consists of me tapping into occult knowledge, applying it, like measuring it against like Christianity and like things that people have taught us in which we are supposed to do, and then just like really like thinking on my own, you know, as a woman, as a spiritual being, as you know, a spiritual being, and we have to understand like a mission in this life. Okay, so with that being said, I was always feeling like back up, Brittany. People used to call me Brie. Okay, so Friday, December 19, 2025, just for purposes of this is a video, I'm going to post it. Today is Saturday, December 20th. But yesterday we had a new moon in Sagittarius. Now, normally, you guys, I would really be like quick to try to like post these videos on that day, but I don't really feel called to do that. I have to like really do my due diligence and understand what's happening, the messages that I'm receiving, and then applying it, or like, you know, how to apply it, and then record it and speak to you. Okay, so and with that being said, I kind of sat back and just felt the vibes, and then what was coming to me. So of course I said we had a new moon in Sagittarius, and that's the start of a new cycle. And so I had posted some videos. Like I'm saying, I'm just like coming back out posting videos. It's been a minute. This video will probably be long-winded, so this is definitely for the spirit, the soul that's looking for an answer. Okay, like this is not for somebody that's just like quick. It's a journey. You'll get to me. Anyways, so this is the start of a new beginning. With that being said, I've always been called to like, you need to read the book, the Bible. I have the Book of Enoch. I have this, the Egyptian books, and then I had my dad's Bible. But like, I always knew I needed a Bible. I need to know scripture. I need to be able to apply this for myself. But for like previously, where I was at, it was like a blockage, or you know. Okay, so then I kind of like did my due diligence on like trying to find the right Bible for me. Okay, so they have Bibles to like break it down a little bit more in layman's terms for me to understand it. Cool, so I got that. Shout out to myself. Okay, so then when it says start of a new cycle, for me it's that like my spirit is like, read the book of Genesis. Okay, like let's really because I keep reading it, I keep starting over, but I'm not getting through the chapter. So let's really like lock in, start up a new chapter, because I know before then it was like we're locking in, we're getting more disciplined, we are you know, letting go of bad habits, or balancing the bad habits. Too much of anything is not good. Okay, so that's where we are. That's where I am on my journey. And so if you are resonating, this is for you. Okay, so it says, I put in Sagittarius, start of a new cycle. New moon occur when the sun and the moon are in alignment. A time to focus on constructive traits that come from the sign Sagittarius. So in Sagittarius, in their higher vibration, when they are a very great person and they're not operating off of trauma and all these, you know, like past things that stop them from really just being a really good person, or just that's what the moons are. They are, I'll get to this, but in the Book of Enoch, when Enoch was walking with God and talking to God, he was explaining how the moon cycles are in an order. And I also posted a video. It's like getting back to the natural laws. Okay, so for that sake, of that purpose, I want to omit that in there. A time to focus on constructive traits that come from the sign of Sagittarius. So if we are in new moon Sagittarius, we need to focus on what good traits we need to adapt, because we are letting go of the bad habits. And right now, Sagittarius, they are optimistic. So we are letting go of pessimistic thoughts. So pessimistic thoughts are what keep you, and the traumatic thoughts keep you anxious, depressed, keep you in a state of needing to you self-sabotage. You may what's the word numb yourself, you know, just to get out of that moment. But we're just like, let's just be healthy. Let's think healthy. Let's be optimistic. Let's train our mind to be optimistic. When you get that bad thought, no. I don't need to sit in this house all day. I'm going to get up after I create this video. I am going to get up and I'm going to go back to the gym, and I am going to show up for myself. I am going to be optimistic. Today is a great day. Today is the day that the Lord has made. This is another day for me to speak up, another day for me to be cute, another day for me to go enjoy life, have joy, go play, raise my kids, whatever your situation looks like. This is another day. So because of that, we're going to be enthusiastic. Sagittariuses are very enthusiastic people. They have a zest for life. Clearly, they're adventurous. So they want to have fun. Let's get out the house. Let's be very curious. Let's see what's going on. You know, let's not sit in the house all day. Let's not be in the bed all day. Let's not think about negative things, because although, you know, these things happen, it's like so much great things happening, and there's so many memories to be made in this world. So that is the thought process in which we need to be. That's full of joy, excitement, optimistic, enthusiastic, you know, all of these things. And so Sagittarius are honest and outspoken people. So we are going to take on being honest and moving with integrity. For me, in my journey, has been moving with integrity. Integrity has been a very key word for me to like remember and always ensure when I'm dealing with people, work, spiritual things, and I can't see that you guys can't see that I know I'm doing. Like, you know, move with integrity, because when you move with integrity, you know, the universal laws that it operates off of karma or right and wrong, truth, justice, moral integrity, you know, high moral, you know, like those things really matter. So, okay. Sagittariuses are also very independent people. So in this season, we are absolutely moving more independent. That might mean like not moving with a crowd. We might be doing things by ourselves. If you're curious, you might answer the call. Get to your curiosity by yourself. Very independent thinking, independent doing. Okay. So, which is why I'm saying like, I am for the person that knows there's a way to move, but you also have to use your own thought process and really like read the room of life, of the Bible, of the occult knowledge, of, you know, just everyday things. Okay, so I wrote at the end of the new moon in Sagittarius thought process for me, contemplate on how we can incorporate these qualities into our everyday lives. Boom. So that is what I like, I felt was like the message for me to take for the moon cycle. New moon in Sagittarius. Okay. I've been tapped into the, okay, I want to say in this energy, new beginning, new day. I keep hearing God called the firmament of heaven. Okay. And then with that it said, and God said, this is Genesis chapter 1, verse 11. And God said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seeds, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth. And so it is. So for me, the firmament, like it's talking about heaven. I know that heaven is for me, heaven, it's not I know. I remember, I know. Yes, I know. I'm going to stand. 10 toes behind that. I know. The firmament is within me. When I need, for me, and able to change the world, I need to change myself. I need to sit down and I need to understand scripture. I need to understand, to truly walk with God, for me to live righteousness, for me to be high vibrational. It has to be a new day in me. So when I was on my occult knowledge, and and I learned that God's herbs here, I could eat the herbs. They were healthy for me. Eat the fruit. That's, health as well. And how to eat for myself, because I have fibroids and I think endometriosis, but don't quote me on that, just because that's something that I'm like diving into right now. So it's very imperative for me to understand how to eat for myself. And so for me to hear that herbs, seeds, fruits, trees, all of these are things within me, and God called the firmament of heaven. I need to understand these are the things that I need to partake in. If to get to God, your body, your temple, your body, your temple, you're a temple. You are the temple. I know that. They tell you you're the temple. So the heaven is within me. I am the temple. Heaven is within me. I need to eat all these things in order to be healthy. And then on Genesis chapter 1, verse 16, it says, and God made two great lights, and the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser night to rule the night. The lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. I have been tapping into just following the moon intuitively for years now. And as a human, and they tell you that that's not the way you're supposed to go, but my soul is like, this makes sense to me. It's very comforting for me to do my due diligence and look in this Bible and to see this. And knowing that in the book of Enoch, because I'm going back and forth. I know that God was saying to Enoch that they'll twist things around for their good, whoever they are. Okay. But for myself, I need to know, because we were made in the likeness of God. I need to know in the image of God everything for myself. Okay. So if I know he made the stars, then that means I need to tap into the stars. Right. Chapter 1, verse 26. And God said, let us make man in our image after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and let the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth. Boom. So God created man in his own image, and in the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them. To be fruitful and to multiply and replenish earth and subdue it. And God said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in which is the fruit of the tree yielding seed. And you, it shall be for me. So, and then I scribbled, I have given every green herb for meat. And so it was. So for me, I know that as a human being, in the likeness for me, yes, I know. For me, and if you resonate with this, I need to get comfortable with saying that. So my apologies for reiterating, but that's probably spirit. No, stand on that. This is what you know. This is what we're standing on. And having faith that God is pleased with what I'm discerning. Okay. So, I know that I need to tap into the herbologies, which I have. I have all these herb books. I've been drinking teas, red raspberry, and all these different herbs for fibroids, and trying to heal myself. And I know that it's not a fast process, but we should never be in a rush. I personally should never be in a rush. That would be going against my own DNA. So, and it took me, I seen 1444 on the clock. Just, lets me know solid foundation. I am not in a rush. If ever I am in a rush, I am out of alignment. So I don't know who needs to hear that, but boom, okay? And then it's just something about chapter 2 of Genesis, verse 2. And on the seventh day, God ended his work, which he had made. And he rested on the seventh day from all his work, which he had made. And God blessed the seventh day and sanctified it. And because of that, he had rested from all his work, which God created and made. So it's imperative for me to know on the seventh day, I need rest is essential, because that's kind of been in my energy field, the word rest. There's work to do, but on the seventh day, rest. Okay? Rest. We know that. That's what we have to go by. Boom. Okay. I know. Boom. Okay. Okay, cool. It was a couple of things. Okay, boom. So we're still on Genesis chapter 2 and verse 17. But of the tree of knowledge, good of evil, thou shalt not eat of it. For in the day that thou eatest thereof, thou shalt surely die. Okay, so boom. When this is where let me go back. Chapter 2, verse 7. And the Lord God formed many of the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. Man became a living soul. And the Lord God planted a garden eastward in Eden. Fire breaths. Immediately, my thought is fire breaths. Verses, we're still on Genesis 2, verse 9. And out of the ground made the Lord God to grow every tree that is pleasant in the sight and good for food. The tree of life also is the midst of the garden, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. So for myself, I wrote tree of life versus tree of knowledge. I know that when I was reading, like tapping into, like, if you guys are familiar with Queen Afua and Heal Thyself, she talks about tree of life, or the breath of life, and verse 17 talks about, no, that was verse 7. God breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. So when I was tapping into like ancient Egyptian information, and I learned about the fire breaths, and how when I sit there, I meditate, I see a correlation there. Okay. Tree of life and tree of knowledge. This is what always made me like question and not stand solid and 10 toes down and behind my belief and faith. If I am surely walking in my God ordained path, talking about moon cycles, astrology, herbs, numerology, zodiac signs, tarot card readings, like all these things that are just coming to me intuitively. Is this really correct? Everyone's telling me, the world is telling me that this is the devil, this is not for real, this is not good, but this is coming to me. But everything that they're saying, there's like little drops and drinklets, like little sprinkles of it in the Bible. So that's why God is like, just do your due diligence. Know the facts. No. And then I'm gonna, reveal to you. Cool. I got that, you guys. So okay, cool. I'm going through Genesis, and I'm reading, and in Genesis, and they're telling us about all the bloodlines and stuff, and I hear this name, Enoch. Now, years ago, I heard the word Enoch. I bought the book of Enoch. I think I finished it. It's taken me years to do so, like really to understand. But I think like when you walk on, like as you walk this path, it's like the longer you do it, the more you understand, the more clarity you get, the more you remember. It's really right now, the brain really remembering things is important. That word is really like important to me, remembering. It's always remembering. It's always, oh, I need to remember. Even in my day to day, like, oh my God, it's so hard to remember for me. It's so hard to remember for me. But this year or the upcoming year, or since, you know, new moon in Sagittarius, I'm remembering. Okay? And I need to be outspoken and honest and adventurous and enthusiastic and optimistic and independent about this. Be like, stand 10 toes, be outspoken and honest about this independent thinking that I'm doing, you know? Cool. So I have that understanding. Now we're tapping into, then I was like, okay, they talked about Enoch, chapter 4, verse 17. And Cain knew his wife, and she conceived and bare Enoch. And he builded a city and called the name of the city after the name of his son Enoch. So then I wrote, is that when the book of Enoch was made? Okay. Zoom, chapter 5, verse 24. And Enoch, chapter 22. Chapter 5, verse 22. And Enoch walked with God after he begat Methuselah 300 years and begat sons and daughters. And all the days of Enoch were 365 years. And Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him. And then, so I kind of stopped there. I have it highlighted because that was very pivotal. Not pivotal. Well, yeah, pivotal. Because then I kind of stopped there. I wrote the book of Enoch here. Boom. My spirit was like, no, this is where Enoch is at. My bad. That's my water. This is where Enoch came in. They don't really talk about it. So then I like looked that one little verse up on YouTube, here on YouTube. And I listened to a couple of pastors talk, and they were talking about walking with God. When you get to that thought process of Enoch and the book of Enoch, and they've omitted all these things, but that particular section is really a thought process of, okay, boom. Now we are understanding that we need to walk with God. And then they also talked about, I don't know the specific scripture there just because I haven't got there in my walk. I'm still in Genesis. But I think they said Hebrew something. They talk about, and God was pleased with Enoch. God was pleased, huh? Okay, so I probably might really need to go back. I read the book of Enoch, but I probably need to read it again. We have 2 eyes, 2 ears to like double back and listen again. I'm 22255 on the clock as I see this. So that's confirmation for me. When you hear, that's like hear twice, you listen twice. Once to hear, then again for understanding and clarity, then that's when change begins because you can apply it and you can understand it. So I watched the movie of the book of Enoch on here, and Enoch definitely talks about Enoch going off doing something that no human has ever done, and that's going in the in-between of the firmament, or, you know, just tapping in, walking with God, talking to God. Him seeing the cherubims, him seeing where if you rebel, where you're going, if you stay faithful and you walk with God, the righteous is what they said. This is where you're gonna go. And then he's seen all these visions of what would happen and da-da-da-da-da. And just as someone where you have all these spiritual gifts that are coming intuitively and you resonate with who the energy and the character of the story of Enoch, and everyone's telling you that this is bad, you're not supposed to do that, you're like, oh my God, like what? Oh my God, like God, I don't want to fucking die. Not fucking die, I'm sorry. Ooh, sorry. But like God, I don't want to be going against you. I don't want to be doing anything that's not of you. And these people are telling me this is not of you, but these are something that's like second nature to me. So Lord, what do I do? Like that's a serious question that I contemplated for years. But now I'm talking with authority. It's time to know who we are. Enoch had mad faith. So it talked about, okay, so now in my notes, it says Enoch walked with God. Then I put may suffer in this world. Remembering we're not in a rush. We're persevering. Enoch was the person who saw the generation of darkness, which is what I believe we are in. The righteous lived in safety and joy. And joy is a word that it was surrender to joy. And I posted that. So everything is about, when I hear something double for me, it's confirmation. So I know I'm knocking on the right door. The righteous live in safety and joy. And then I put wolves were predators. Time to fight and expose the wolves. Year of the snake. Rebel against God. You will walk towards abyss. Walk in his ways. Find peace. Enoch walked with God. Walk in his ways, find peace, lived in safety and joy. God was pleased. God said, job well done to Enoch in the Hebrew scripture, but I'm not there, so I can't give you exactly, but that's what I heard. And then, okay, so I kept hearing Magdalene, Mary Magdalene too. Now, we'll tap into the women because I do know they're pivotal. But I hear, so now when I say this, okay, then that takes me back to the ancient Egyptian way of life, which I tapped into Queen of Floyd, Heal Thyself, when I first went on this journey to understand just me, okay? I went through there first. And they're very big on femininity. The Mother Nature being feminine energy, okay? And so when I keep hearing Mary Magdalene, when I was reading this last night, so okay, it talks about the Nephilims, which is what all they talked about in the book of Enoch. The angels that were supposed to be guardians of God started dealing with the daughters on earth. They created the giants and the Nephilims. They were like acting like they were bigger than the program, pretty much. God had to wipe it out by the flood. And then he chose Noah, told Noah, build the ark. Okay, boom. That's a clear understanding. So then in my notes, it's talking about Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. Noah was a just man and perfect in his generations, and Noah walked with God. I do bring the, okay, cool. So in my notes, and it says Noah was faithful and just. So two people that right now where I am and I'm understanding, Enoch walked with God. God was pleased. I read the book of Enoch to see how you walked with God. Then you go to Noah where it says, Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. Noah was a just man and perfect in his generations. And so when I was somewhere else, I was listening to, and it said Noah was faithful and a just man. And he was given the mission to repopulate the earth along with his family, and also built the ark and save, humanity by having like two of everything, bigger picture of Noah. He had the 3 sons and the lineages, and he has 3 sons. So we're solid on that. Then it talks about 40 days, 40 nights, the floods. For me, that was like maybe a time frame for purification. It's in the Genesis, new moon in Sagittarius, start a new cycle, and then purification and like detoxing. I've been hearing eat healthy type vibes. And then I hear again, chapter 7, verse 15, and they went out into Noah, into the ark, 2 and 2 of all flesh, wherein is the breath of life. So like right now we're focused on just the breath of life. We're focused on this new energy, optimistic energy, enthusiastic energy, adventurous, honest, outspoken energy. This new beginning in Genesis, and God said it was good. So it's safe for us to begin this new cycle with the Sagittarius traits. It's a good thing, okay? This breath of life, this new breath of life. And now in this breath of life, we are going to walk. We're going to walk with God. And we're going to know that we're going to suffer in this world, but we're going to continue to be faithful and be just and remember and live in safety and joy. And we're going to fight against and expose the wolves and the predators. And this is the year of the snake. Okay? Cool. So this is my understanding. It's something that I wanted. It was about chapter 7, verse 22. All in those nostrils was the breath of life, and all of that was dry land died. And it just keeps talking about the breath of life. But where did I write earth was a woman? It's somewhere in here. Oh yeah. And behold, I do bring a flood of waters upon the earth to destroy all flesh, wherein is the breath of life. From under heaven, and everything that is in the earth shall die. But with thee will I establish my covenant, and thou shalt come into the ark, thou and thy sons and thy wife and thy sons and wives and these. Okay. I don't know where it was talking about the, it was speaking of the universe, and it was speaking of her in a her sense. I don't know where that is, but when I read it, and I know it's here, it kind of did something to me. I can't remember that, but we're done with this for now. But, so it's time to be a light in a generation of darkness. It's time to be outspoken and honest and independent thinking. And it's okay to do so, because in the new world, God created us in his image and in his likeness. And he said it was good. For me, it's okay. That means I'm protected, divinely protected. If you're hearing me, you resonate with me. That means I'm divinely protected now. There is a new cycle. That means anything that I went through, I had to suffer. We had to suffer. But we remain faithful. And now I also heard the other day, you're going from empress to high priestess. If that makes sense. So now we're walking with God, and we're having faith, because Noah had faith. In order to walk with God, you have to have so much faith. Be faithful, have faith, and be just. And we're here to be the light, to repopulate the earth, pretty much. New lineages, wake them up, remember. Mary Magdalene had to, that story of Mary Magdalene is a remembering story. And ancient Egyptian, it's of a remembering story, okay? So with that being said, you guys know I'm very much into my Psalms. That has always been my thing. I started off with the Psalms. This is my second book. This one is jacked up. The other one is jacked up. I swear by the power of the Psalms. And the initiation of my journey. The initiation is over also. I heard that 33 on the clock, because for me, 3344 right here is a spiritual number. So I want to read the Psalms 95. It's open one's eyes to the future, because this is aligning with the book of Enoch. Psalms 95. This is where I'm at. Oh, come, let us sing unto the Lord. Let us make a joyful noise to the rock of our salvation. Let us come before his presence with thanksgiving and make a joyful noise. Lived in safety and joy. Surrender to joy. We keep hearing joy 3 times. So that means ascended masters are screaming to us. Live in joy. Walk with God. If you walk with God, you'll find safety and joy. You need to tap into the book of Enoch to see how did Enoch live with joy, because in Hebrew it said, and God was pleased. And then tap into Noah, because Noah had, what did they say? Noah had grace with God. Okay? So, and make a joyful noise unto him with the Psalms. This was my initiation. This is how I came in every day. I just read the book of Psalms. And that was my joy for where I was at. And the lower vibration, by reading the book of Psalms, that was the initiation of me showing God, I am trying to live in joy with you. This is what I'm doing. So this is what's coming to me intuitively. If it resonates, let's go. For the Lord is a great God and a great King above all gods. For in his land are the deep places of the earth, and the strength of the hills in his also. The sea is his, and he made it, and his hands formed the dry land. Oh, come, let us worship and bow down. Let us kneel before the Lord our Maker. For he is our God, and we are the people of his pasture and the sheep of his hand. Today, if ye will hear his voice, harden not your heart. I also talked about that in when I posted. Harden not your heart, as in the provocation and as in the day of temptation in the wilderness. That's pretty much what we be going through until we, it'd be the wilderness. This whole time you were in the wilderness, when you had to fight, like just everything, spiritual warfare, all these things. Now we are protected, but we're going to up our protection, okay? In this season, boom, okay. When your fathers tempted me, provoked me, and saw my work 40 years long, was I grieved with this generation, and said, it is a people that do err in their hearts, and they have not known my ways. Enoch walked with God. The book of Enoch, but they tell us not to read that book, but I have that book. So I'm going to go ahead and do the due diligence. I'm going to read that book, because in Hebrew it says God was pleased with Enoch. Noah, I'm going to see what Noah did, because he had grace within God. He was faithful. What Noah did was he listened to God. He listened to God. He did exactly what God did. Enoch walked with God, and she showed the way. So we walked with God by listening to everything God says. In order to do that, you got to be quiet. You got to be still. You got to be tapped in. You got to be on like the great lock-in. Okay? This is where we're walking with God. That means we're not looking left. We're not looking right. We've evolved from empress to high priestess. There's rules and regulations to this shit now. Scary. I know. But we can do it. We got it. We can do it. Shout out to us being optimistic, enthusiastic. We love it. You see how it's all falling together, and this for me is the coolest thing. So let's pray. Okay. When your fathers tempted me, proved me, and saw my work 40 years long. Remember I said 40 days, 40 nights. That's the time frame of 40 years. I'm 38. 40 years long I grieved with this generation. You're going to suffer. Cool. That's the 40. We're going to be up in 40. Okay. It is said, it is the people that do err in their heart, and that they have not known my ways, and to whom I swear in my wrath that they should not enter into my rest. God allows us to rest. In the rest, that's where we get to understand God. In the rest. If you don't follow his ways, you don't get to rest. The people who don't follow God are not resting. So for me and where I'm at, that's the people who are all over. Like you always doing something. You always doing something. If God is not allowing you to rest some type of way, that means you are not walking with God. That's what I know right now. Based off of my 38 years of life and me reading this and me walking in the wilderness and then hearing what God is talking about, that's what that means for me. Okay? Boom. Okay. And then it says, a prayer reading in the Psalms, along with sincere interest, optimistic, enthusiastic, adventurous, outspoken, independent, and receiving hints of coming events may bring on exciting clues bearing on days to come. Man, we are in the new moon of Sagittarius, reading the Psalms 95, talking about the book of Enoch, reading that because God was pleased with God. It was a new day. We have a new day. It's a new day, start of a new cycle. And we're hearing about Noah. We in alignment. 40. So then let's read the last one, and it's going to bring spiritual strength. Oh, sing unto the Lord, and this is Psalm 96, sorry. Oh, sing unto the Lord a new song. Sing unto the Lord all the earth. Sing unto the Lord, bless his name, show forth his salvation from day to day. We doing this shit every day. Declare his glory among the heathen, his wonders among all people. For the Lord is great and greatly to be praised. He is to be feared above all gods, for all the gods of the nations are idols. But the Lord made the heavens. Honor and majesty are before him. Strength and beauty are in his sanctuary. That means we need to be pretty. So I will never make another video. I will never make another video looking like this. Sorry. Okay. Are in his sanctuary. Give unto the Lord, O ye kindreds of the people, give unto the Lord glory and strength. Give unto the Lord the glory due unto his name. Bring an offering and come into his courts. Oh, worship. So we're not tapping into God without no offerings, okay? Now we need to know what offerings to bring, okay? Oh, worship the Lord with the beauty of holiness. Fear before him all the earth. Say among the heathen that the Lord reigneth. The world also shall be established, that it shall not be moved. He shall judge the people righteously. Let the heavens rejoice and let the earth be glad. Let the sea roar and let the fullness thereof. Let the field be joyful, and that all is therein. Then shall all the trees of the wood rejoice before the Lord, for he cometh to judge the earth. He shall judge the world with righteousness and the people with his truth. It says, should doubts begin to undermine one's convictions, refer to this joyful song of faith. Enoch walked with God. Those who walk with God may suffer this world, but you'll walk in his ways and you'll find peace and you'll live in safety and joy when it's time to fight and expose the wolves and the snakes of this world. People will rebel against God. And in the book of Enoch, it says they'll twist things for for it to work out in their favor, for their favor. There you go. Okay. So if we're saying that, so now let's read. No, we ain't gonna do that. Okay, we're gonna keep it there. God said, let's keep it there. So those were my notes, okay? So now that we got through that, this is very long-winded, but this is probably, I will probably drop this on Sunday, and then that'll be that. And then during the week, that's that. Okay, so I pulled cards too, guys. Yeah. So under this, it was gone and boss up. And this energy, it keeps saying boss up. I pulled this card the other day too. And that's the number 5. So what that means is, what I'm looking at on here is I see a girl looking at her, and it's kind of very similar to what mine looks like. She has a calendar. She has everything written down on the calendar, and she has certain days circled. She's looking at her to-do list on her little board that she has her those little stick things that you go on. She's looking, she has her computer, she has her pen or pad, she has her chair, there's a dog, she's looking. She's staying on point. For me, this is the moon cycles. This is always understanding the moon cycles, being organized right now on this journey, 4422 on the timer. Be organized and being clean cleanliness, organized is like walking, is like being godly. So we need to do that when we walk with God. Moon cycles. Let's stay on point with the moon cycles. Let's follow the moon cycles, and let's make sure every day that we have a task. We stay task oriented, and we're looking at the task, and we're just making sure that we're checking T's, dotting I's, getting everything done, paying attention to the detail. 4455. Okay. So then the next card I'm seeing is Father of Wands. So this is giving teacher. This means we're strategically, Father of Wands. The mother is staying organized. The father is teaching. This is for me balancing feminine and masculine. We are staying organized so that we can teach. Okay? That's putting action. That's the action. This is the strategy. This is the action. We're going to stay organized so that we can teach the ways of God, because now we're receiving, we have graduated, shout out to the universe, from Empress to High Priestess. Okay, we're walking with God. Knight of Voices, we're using our voices. In the new moon of Sagittarius, we are outspoken. We are being independent. Nine of Voices. And you see, this is like, it is low-key looking like the Cherubim. This is also looking like what the story of Enoch is talking about. So we're explaining the story of Enoch. For me, this is what this is looking like. Or we're comprehending the book of Enoch and then Genesis. This says allure, cherish. So for me, this is like we're offering out our heart. It says cherish the beauty that attracts you. Remember, right now in the courts of God, it just said something about being beauty and safe. And I'm like, I'm not going to be ugly doing this no more. Cherish the beauty that attracts you. Have you been too busy to appreciate the good things around you? Take time, remember, no rush, to enjoy the moments and people that bring you joy. So we're slowing down, we walking with God, we making sure we are eating healthy, we know what to eat, we're studying, we know we're staying organized, we being pretty, we staying in the moment, we're hearing the voices. Okay? That is going to be, boom, that's the picture of the story. So the next cards that I have is, this is stillness. 5 plus 2, 52 is 7. This number was 5. 7, 5, 57, 5, 5 plus 2 is 7, spiritual number for me. So we're sitting in spiritual silence in the moments. We are right now loving the moment. We are connecting to God in the moment. And we're in the in-between. 19, 1 plus 9 is 2. 2 for me is transformation. And you see how right here, she's getting an upgrade in her thought process. And it's still looking like the cherubim. It's still looking really sanctified. Like you're walking with God the same way Enoch did. 37, this is Morgan, Death and Magic. 3 plus 7, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is 10-10 cycle for me. And you see, this is like occult knowledge. So for me, this is like we're in the in-between between the occult knowledge, this world. We are very ethereal right now. It's definitely giving ethereal energy. Still walking with God, though. Still walking with God the same way Enoch did, and being obedient the way Noah was. Still doing it, okay? Okay, as long as we have that understanding. Then over here, this is like, because I need to remember. Don't be resistant. This is the order. I want to remember the order. This is the first card I pulled. Don't be resistant to where we are in this moment, okay? Don't be resistant in the in-between Don't be resistant in the stillness. Don't be resistant in getting organized and demonology. Don't get resistant in teaching. Don't get resistant in what your heart knows to say to create the change. Okay? Have the courage. You see this white? This is purity. We are in our purification process. And this red to me is very much passion. This to me, purple, is giving royalty. This is yellow for me, is like higher, is like God, like, you know, our higher Ori. And then this hint of green is earth. So have the courage to speak and do what you know, and the passion, what you're passionate about, what your heart is pulling, your heartstrings is pulling at. Because where we are right now, we're very healing. See, we got that white again, and we have that green. We in our abundant bag. Green is healing and it's abundant. Red is passion. Purple was royalty. Okay? We are moving in divine order, natural order, the order that is pleasing to God. Okay? When you are walking in order, this is still saying we're in our purity, we're pleasing to God. Purple, royalty, green, bad. This is still, you know, we down to earth royalty. That's what I felt like, that order, down to earth order. We're really down to earth. And we're walking in love. And you see that purple, we're using our voice. And you see where her voice is red, and her nails are red. So she's speaking what she's passionate about. Gold, I love gold. Gold is gold. I love gold. That speaks for itself. But passionate, we're in our royalty. But for also, this is a performer. So you might start being able to perform the things you're passionate about in this new day. Because we're walking with God. And this is changing for me. When it says New York, this is like changing the community, changing, you know, repopulating the world. Remember when we put that in the notes? Let me go back to my notes. Noah was faithful in using his voice. And I love New York. It says, and repopulated the earth. We're repopulating it by changing the minds of the people of our culture, of today's society. Angie Martinez was like, she was in a radio. So you might get a podcast. Maybe you need to YouTube. We're here on YouTube again. It's been a minute since I used my voice, but it's something about the voice. It's your voice. Have the courage to use your voice and stand in the power and the authority in which you have, and know and have faith that you are walking with God. Note to self. 52, 567, spiritual number. When I was listening to like Mary Magdalene, I was hearing something about this being really similar to Mary Magdalene and Isis, and it's about remembering who you are and using, as a woman, using a certain fiery passion. And we saw that red. We're stepping into our passion and we're planting seeds. We're drinking our herbs and we're also planting the seeds. This goes back to God planted the herbs and the trees and the fruits and all of eat it as meat. Like, you know what I'm saying? So we're eating the breath of life, or you know, like divine order, going back to how it was, planting the original seeds for people to align or to operate in a loving energy. We are, we're operating in God's love, and we want others the breath of life. This is just giving the breath of life. For me, this is Gemini. This is celestial. This is God made the stars. God made the moon. And there's a certain order in which we follow. And this is staying in God's true love. For me, this is what this is saying. We are magicians. We're using our magic, or, we're in the in-between, in the magical time, and we're using it for the good in order to upgrade the master DNA, like repopulate the earth. We are operating in our higher self. We have healed ourselves. Remember in the cards before, it was talking about healing, and we're using, I guess here. How do we do that? We could sing to God and use our voice. We're singing, playing music that uplifts God. We're using our voice to uplift God. We are altering the world through the music, through the voice. That is to me, that's a very important. Uplifting the world through your voice, through the music. And this is probably how they are lowering our vibration. This is giving big mama, grandma energy. Grandma is probably around. You have grace. That's the grace that God is giving. Perhaps the grandma is the ancestor. See, that's also a thing. They want you to think ancestor worship, or not worship, but ancestor veneration. I want to be very, very, something about your words, not just saying anything. Ancestor veneration. Is that's the lineage. God gave the grace, being able to tap into the ancestors to guide you. That is the grace to be able to do these things and be able to take on the adventure and explore. The same way the new moon in Sagittarius told us it was a new cycle and we need to take on the optimistic, enthusiastic, and adventurous. We're still in alignment. We might be walking into, or exploring what it is to be a mentor, or maybe running into a mentor on a journey of self-discovery of this is looking very much like, or we're turning into, God may be the mentor, your grandma might be the mentor, you might be turning into a mentor. Either way, this is very much giving. When I watched the Book of Enoch video, and this is very much kind of giving the picture that they said, living in like the safety, live in safety and joy, walk in his ways and find peace. This is what it looked like when you walked with God. That's what it looked like to me, because something about me had to watch it. When it came to, let's do this one. We're accumulating all this knowledge right now. The fruits, for me, it's that tree of knowledge, the fruit. I think it's okay to understand the fruit, the tree of knowledge. If you're chosen, we're accumulating all these fruits of the fruit, the breath of life, the tree of life, the tree of knowledge, the fruits of life, accumulating all these gifts from God. Like this is, and it's explaining the things we need to analyze about the mysteries of the world, the Bible, the Book of Enoch, just, what's being placed on our heart. For me, is we are accumulating all these mysteries in which we are analyzing. And it's tapping into the tree of life, the tree of knowledge, the tree of good and evil, in which they told us we didn't need to know about. But some of us have to know about it because we are the healers of this world to replenish the world, okay? So we're on a deep understanding of that's our purpose. In this card, it says, test of financial strength. And this is a green card. We kept saying green. So we're not necessarily doing this to get money out of it. It says 5. There's a lot of change that's coming. Financial tension, resources run out, loss, frustration, unfortunate trouble, arduous, ignoring of gifts of faith, loneliness, despair, or moral degradation. So I think when we're not walking in God and we're doing things for money, it does something to us, but it's saying that we're walking away from just money matters. It's not about the money. We're walking in purpose. We're walking with God. We're not walking when it's about money, but we're walking away from this, and it's going to cause change. And yes, it's going to cause change, but we are walking in his ways and we will find peace. We may suffer in this world, but we will live in safety and joy. We understand that. So we're walking away from just doing things for money. That takes us away from our gifts. Because I know I have a 9-to-5 job, and when I'm like 9-to-5ish, I'm not able to do this. So we are dropping burdens. We are dropping any burdens right now, and seeing that there's 2 other ones. And this is also another 5. 5 plus 2 is 7. You tap into God. 7 is a spiritual number. You rest on the 7th day. The 7th day was sanctified. We putting the burdens down. We're breaking up. We're not worried about breakups, loss of departure, or sadness. Anything that has walked away is because it had to. Because we wouldn't be able to walk with God with them. We wouldn't be able to be faithful and just if God didn't take away certain things. So if God took away certain things, it was for a reason. If you have a breakup, you regret something, or you blame yourself for something, sadness, distrust, separation, feeling abandoned, we are walking with God. If anything that didn't align to you left, that's okay, because now we walking with God. So that means we in isolation. Okay? You might be walking, and it might be lonely until you get to the right people. Once you get to the right people, it says opportunities and extreme. Extreme opportunities may come. People that will help you have more resourcefulness. People with more realistic attitude, determination, a time to act. The mind wins over the heart. Clarity of thought, easy ways to make decisions. And this new moon, everything was like, now we're knowing. Remember when I said I'm going to stand in the know? Everything is known. You have clarity. You know what you're doing. You know you're walking with God. See this? It's like we don't have all these, like, what's going on? There's all these ways because the world will give you all these, like, the ways of the world, options on how to be, how to go. But we're just focused on walking with God and our intuition and being solid and understanding of who we are, walking in our purpose. And now we have the clarity. Okay, we're not walking in ego. We're not walking in, I don't know. We're walking in being realistic, being faithful, being just, being all these things. Okay. So I don't know. This is just a little bit of my deck with a little bit of attitude. We're almost done, you guys. So we're going to step away from making a crazy diet for a hot second. Kale. And it says kale and spirulina tastes like ass. Eat some yummy shit, bacon, chocolate, beer, get some. So while we are walking, I think it's okay. Like I said, in this world, we have to stay balanced. I think this is, and it says drop the fucking ego. Vulnerability is hot as fuck. And you are a grown-ass adult. Stop blaming others for your shit. It's not everyone's fault. It's yours. Excuse me. That was a confirmation burp. So this is just some things when you're trying to be healthy. I think just being balanced. I had something with balance. I don't know where those cards are, but balance everything. You need to enjoy life. Joy. Play. Don't be so serious all the time, and don't be in a negative energy, low vibration. When you are living joyful, you are living a full vibrational life. That's what we're here to do. Don't be so rigid though. Stand in your full power, okay? I want us, because this one is long-winded right here. So, when it comes to like purpose, career, this is my career deck. This is our we have one more. When it comes to like our purpose, our career, and just being a chosen one, walking with God, that energy, it's saying we're taking steps to move forward. So now we're taking steps. We're not stagnant. We're letting go of the stagnant energy, anything that's making us stagnant. I'm going to give you an example that stops me from taking the steps forward. It's smoking weed. And then being in an anxious state. Not being in the moment. So although I probably will not stop smoking weed, I will slow down. Like I could smoke weed now, but I know I need to get this message out. I know I need to for sure go to the gym. Once I do those two things and be obedient to God and do the things that I need to do, then I probably could do it at the end of the day. And but I'm going to take the necessary steps. It says action is key to getting where you need to go. You can't wait around. Take a step in any direction to get unstuck and find opportunities. And when you do that, you will find the rewards. You will find rewards because again, when you walk with God, you are in your abundant self. I read somewhere where we were getting out of lack and abundance. You are cashing in on all the good work you've done. Raises, bonus, prosperities are coming in. Keep going and keep growing. And that's what we've just been doing on this journey. The more that we tap into who we are, the more we align and walk with God, the more we being who we are will bring, because being employed by God, that's something I've been saying for like about 6 years. When you follow God, then you absolutely listen to God. That's when you start getting rewarded from God. Answers. You will resolve your current situation soon, work-wise. You find unique ways to stand out. You find new opening with job security. Whoever this is for, this is kind of long-winded when it comes to this, but we are taking steps to find new opportunities to get paid, and the rewards will come. The answers in which we were waiting for will resolve at this point in time, okay? Because it's a new cycle. Because we ourselves are walking optimistically, enthusiastically, adventurously. And when we do that, we will find a great match. It says you were on the verge of finding the perfect work for you. Don't give up. You may need to grow your own business to be truly happy. Tell yourself you're employed with God. I've been saying that. I continue to say that. And your the great match, you need to express yourself. You need to work that lets you express to yourself. You need work that lets you express your creative self. You could do well at writing. Enoch wrote it down and recorded. This is an era in which time where you write it down and you record. YouTube, writing, blogging, or a career in communication, talking, using your voice. We are being honest and outspoken and independent. In the new moon in Sagittarius that happened on Friday, and today is Saturday, okay? Good. And this new cycle, good luck. Your fortune is improving and you will get lucky. You will get a lucky breakthrough. Collect nuggets of wisdom. You will need them in the near future, okay? Gifts, spiritual gifts. You are uncovering new talents that will land you new work in a better position. You could get more money with the deal as well. Walking with God. These are all the things. If we continue to walk with God and be faithful and just, these are the things that's coming. Prickly situations. You need both tact and diplomacy to reach your goals. The struggle is worth the prize. You may suffer in this world, but you will live safely and enjoy when you walk with God the way Enoch did. The struggle will win the prize. Work around the issue and use a gentle touch. Passage. Your current situation is a means to an end. You are making the uncertain voyage to a new world. Remember the in-between? Enjoy the discoveries you are going. The adventure. Being enthusiastic and optimistic about the adventure, because now we're moving independently. And we're speaking honestly and being outspoken about what we know. How to walk with God. Many choices. Remember, on that other picture, it said it had choices of, you have options. Even if you don't see them right now, get creative and look around. Pull a card for each option to see what's best. And so there's going to be fast changes. You'll be leaving a job suddenly or getting one very quickly. Or your work will change dramatically in a short time. Go with the flow. So be prepared for the change, because I kept seeing 555. Be prepared for that change. Where you are right now has always been short term. Think of this as a voyage, as a journey. This position is temporary, so don't be too attached to it. That means when you go through the bullshit at work, don't there's only so much you need to really let it get to you. No worries. You'll find something that's even more fulfilling and prosperous. Until then, we're manifesting. You have the power to manifest. Remember that magic card that I pulled, and it was like singing, using your voice. You have options. Be creative. You have the power to manifest what you want by writing your intentions down and by taking inspired action. To make it happen. You are putting pieces together. Remember, in the beginning, I said I needed to know scripture so I could put the pieces together. You are putting pieces together of the puzzle from signs you are getting. Pay attention to the coincidences you are experiencing. Spiritual work. Doing some inner work can help you get clear before you move on. Remember I said 777 isolation? Okay. You will get insight into what work will best serve your needs. Have the courage. Ask what you are afraid of so you can overcome what's holding you back now. There are leadership opportunities for the taking, because I told you guys I was walking a certain way, and because I wasn't getting received well, and because the world tells us that this is like demonic and not good for us, I didn't have the courage to really, I did, but I didn't. Not the way I do now. Tarts, you feel stuck in your current situation, but you do have options. Look for another job while keeping the one you have now. Protection. You are being protected from deceit and from situations that no longer serve you. Remember when you said anything that's moving away, let it, because we're not operating out of, remember? Walking away from things that no longer serve us because it's probably just for work. And then the options. We're being protected. It says, you are being protected from deceit, from situations that no longer serve you. Lie low for a while. Isolation. And you will be shown the truth. Illumination. Shown the truth. Illumination. Book of Enoch. Same thing. Something hidden is coming to light right now. You find out about new jobs, opportunities, and options. Someone lends a helping hand. And with that illumination, that offering, you will move up. You are increasing your power and status. You may get a promotion or move a better home or office. You climb the ladder of success. Remember, I said you go from Empress to High Priestess, 111:55, and I'm finishing this all up. I am bold. We are being courageous. I speak my truth in a loving voice. My courage to communicate my need is powered by love for myself and love for others. I am bold. I am safe. I protected. I trust my intuition to lead me down the right path. Looking back at my trials, I see that I am still here and thriving. I always end up better, stronger, and wiser. I have proven to myself that I will always make it, time and time again. I am safe. I am a gift. That was, the numbers are 5, 4, 6. I am a gift to the world. When I lead with kindness and love, I create a ripple effect that benefits more people than I'll ever know. My presence, my knowledge, and my passion contribute to the greater good of the world. I am a gift. What are we doing? Being faithful and just and walking with God to repopulate the earth and fight against the wolves and the snakes and expose the wolves and the snakes of this dark generation. I am healthy. I honor my body and I'm grateful for the work it does for me. I nourish my body through self-care. Love yourself, routines, working out, rest, and eating healthy meals. Fruits, vegetables, herbs, incorporate that, but still indulge. And exercise what I need to exercise. I am healthy. I am worry-free. I release worry over things I cannot control because we're protected. Instead, I choose to focus on things that are pleasing to me. Walking with God, being faithful and just. When I release worry, I allow room for solutions to enter my life. I am worry-free. That means we're staying in the moment with God, and God will illuminate the answers. I am receptive. Ooh, I am open to new ideas. I am willing to try different methods and consider alternate viewpoints. I welcome intellectual stimulation. I am receptive. And that is 18. 8 plus 1 plus 8 is 9. We're on a new cycle, and this is exactly what this whole reading, I'm glad that we wrapped this up with saying I am receptive. So we are receptively taking scripture and our intuition, and we are open to different viewpoints than what people are telling us, because now we are using independent. We are being optimistic, enthusiastic, and adventurous, and honest and outspoken about the independent thoughts that we are having. Boom. 114. I love y'all. Thank you for sitting here along with me. I'm ready to wrap this up. Thank you for sitting with me, vibing with me. Let's do it. Let's walk with God. That's where we are. New purpose. Let's go. New cycle.